All righty. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it may be when you all are tuning in to this broadcast. I am your international award-winning author and entrepreneur. Oh my goodness, international award-winning filmmaker and empowerment specialist. I got to get it all together, y'all, because I'm excited. I'm Tennille Jackson, and I am coming to you guys with such a great topic on today. And so let me get all of the preliminaries out of the way real quick, which is this. We're talking about effective networking, what it means and how to do it. Many times people think that they are actually networking when in essence what you're doing is supporting, right? There is a difference between showing support and effective networking. And so if you are tired and broke or tired of being broke, then this is the show for you to be tuned into. So, who should you tag? Because these are our three rules of protocol. For those of you who are watching on a visual platform, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Instagram, you are able to find me. If you're listening in on Wisdom, thank you all so much for tuning in. So, number one, thank you to you. But our rules of protocol is please feel free to say hello so that way I can speak back to you. Number two, like and share the video, right? Number three, tag somebody that you believe would benefit from this broadcast. So, who would benefit from today's show? Anybody that you know who needs to network for their business. So, this is not just for authors, this is not just for singers, this is for any type of entrepreneur, or even those of you who are in various professions where you have to network and you're not doing it well. Hello to you, Miss Darlene. I just want to thank everybody for coming on and listening. Open Heart 777, thank you so much. As you guys are coming on the other platforms, please say hello and let me know that you are watching. And in fact, hold on one quick second, because y'all give me 1 second. Those of you who are watching and listening in, give me one quick second so I can get Facebook caught up, because I know for a fact, hold on. All righty. So let's do it like this. Okay. So now Facebook should be on, and I hope Wisdom you are still there as well. So let's get this thing going, and let's jump right into it, right? So again, feel free, as you guys are coming on and coming in, feel free to ask any questions that you may have. There are some people who, you have different jobs, and maybe your job requires you to go to events to do some type of professional networking, and maybe you just don't see the point of networking. Maybe you don't feel that you are being productive in your networking, and you're just frustrated, you're overwhelmed, you're like, just never mind. And so that's kind of what today's show is. I want to talk about it. Again, if you have questions, put them in the comment section, put them in the inbox, and I will try to address those questions as well. This is a topic that was asked of me to discuss, so I am hoping, and matter of fact, let me see if I can do it like this, because what I want to do is, specifically when I am requested to do certain topics, I like to tag the people who have asked for those topics to happen. So that way, let's see if I can get them on here. Let's see. All righty. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So first of all, like I say, today's topic, we are talking about effective networking. So the first thing that you have to do is really kind of ask yourself, what is networking? Anything that I do, you guys will notice that I actually have a systematic approach for how I do everything. And most of the time, I use the 5 W's. Some people call it the six: who, what, when, where, why, and how approach. It could stem from the fact My bachelor's degree is in communication. I did a lot of different journalism classes. And as being a writer, being in the literary world, I just find it to be very effective to use those questions as like starting points, no matter what it is that I'm doing, right? So if I'm writing a book, creating an outline, I use the who, what, when, where, why, how approach. If I am trying to figure out, what I'm about to do for the day, I use the who, what, when, where, why, how approach. Like I implore you to also use it. Like it's very simplistic but extremely effective. Okay, so let's first of all talk about what network is. Okay, so when you are networking, so I'm sorry, let's talk about what networking is, because that's a little bit different. So networking is a verb. Let's start there. Okay, that means it's an action, it's something that you do. It's something that you do. So networking, to network, means that you are interacting with individuals. It means that you are going out. Hey, Mr. Vetta, when you are networking, that means that you are going to different places, right? So you're going to different events for a particular purpose. Now, only you know what that purpose is, okay? So this is why we are talking about effective networking. Hello, Miss Sharon. I've been meaning to call you. I got your message. The book should be there to you by Monday. So I want to let you know that. And I'm so sorry, life has been life. But and let me quick shameless plug real quick. The book I'm talking about, Sharon was in our cohort for the Writer Society this year, and what we did, we created a book that's called From Tragedy to Triumph. And she, along with some other ladies, one of which is a beloved friend of mine, Mary Hill, who just recently passed, were a part of this project. And so that book is available, and like I say, it should be to your doorstep, Sharon, by Monday. But in either case, let's get back to it. So talking about networking. First of all, hello, Transform with Taquita. And again, before I jump into this, please feel free to ask any questions that you have. My presentation is probably only going to be about 30 minutes or so, but I talk a lot. So the point that I'm making is you don't have to feel bad if you want to jump in and ask a question. I'll remember what it is that I'm bringing to the table. Okay, but listen. So with networking, understand this: it's not something that you can do from home unless you're inviting people to your house. And I know all of these things sound very common sense, but I'm trying to tell you what many people don't understand. Networking is an action verb, it is an action word. You have to actually do it. So that's just networking. But effective networking means that you have to do it. What's the word? Consistently. You have to do it all the time. Now, again, you are the only one. Hey, Brandon, you are the only one who knows or who can set what consistency looks like for you, right? Now, you know what? I'm glad that I got Brandon on here. Brandon is in the music business, right? So, what consistency looks like for him may not be the same as what consistency looks like for Tavetta, who is, she is an author, but she's also a publisher. That might look different than what it looks like for Sharon, who is an author, but she also is an educator. That might look different for what it is that it looks like to Transform with Taquita and for Darlene. So again, I'm not telling you all how to set your calendars. What I'm telling you is what it should look like for you, right? So it is critical that you understand what these terms, what these words, these principles, not just what they mean, but how you can apply them for your specific business. Because one of the things where we go wrong is trying to make our business pattern after somebody else's without, watch this, knowing their why. Knowing why is it that you see them all the time? Why is it that every time they're at this event? Why is, like, their why may be different from your why. And if your whys don't match, then the tactics and the business strategies, it may not be necessary for them to match either. Okay. And I think that we definitely have to understand that, because a lot of times, especially when you are on these social media streets, you just seeing all of these people, you seeing them go live, you seeing them posting pictures, making posts, and you allow yourself to feel some type of way. And low key, hold on. Now, maybe it might be necessary for you to make yourself feel that way, because only you know whether or not you're doing what you're supposed to do. But let me say this: if you are doing what you need to do for your business, then you don't and you should not allow what other people are saying. You should not allow what other people are saying to become a hindrance to you, right? You should not allow whether or not somebody else is, hold on y'all, one quick second. I don't know what's gonna happen. This is kind of what happens when you go live from different platforms at the same time. Okay, so hold on. All right, hopefully I'm not getting any more feedback in the background. But listen, so here's the thing: when you network, when you do whatever you do for your business, you need to know why you are doing it for your business, so that when you see other people making moves, number one, you don't have to be jealous, but you can, as we would say in high school, don't hate, congratulate, right? So like if Brandon is out there making moves, absolutely. Brandon says application of these things and execution is most important. So being consistent, because that's number one, and then being able to apply. Listen, you jumping ahead of me. Network to increase your net worth. Absolutely. So listen, let's go. Let's go, because I'm excited. As y'all can tell, I'm excited. I hope that you're excited as you all are tuning in. Again, tag a friend, tag an author, tag an entrepreneur. Get people in here, because I'm tired of people being disgusted and discouraged and disappointed, feeling like, man, nothing is coming to my business. And again, this particular topic, this is not just for authors. If you are trying to get a little bit further than where you've been, then this is a live that you want to be tuned into, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to walk you through it. And again, I am leaving open the opportunity for you to ask questions, because what I do when I'm not on here going live, I am a life coach and a lit coach. So normally I charge for the type of stuff that I'm just freely giving you guys now. So it's best for you to ask whatever questions that you want to ask now and get the full unfluffed answer live, so that way you don't even have to pay for it. This is my thanks to you for tuning in. So when we're talking about what it means to network, number one, like I said, this is being able to go out around other people. And here's the thing: in many cases, it's people you don't know, right? Because you're trying to get your name out there, whether it's because you're trying to increase your brand recognition or just you yourself. Some people, they are their own brands. Some people have a business that you're trying to get out. So you might be the face of your company, right? So there's a difference. So me, I'm kind of both. Right now on Instagram, I'm coming from APS International, which is my company name. But many people, when they see me, they think of me as the book lady. So they may not have known of APS. They think of me, hey, if you got some type of question about entrepreneurship, hit Tennille up. If you need somebody to connect with, hit Tennille up. So different people know me for different reasons. And again, so I am also my own brand. My name is Tennille. I educate and empower, but I also have businesses. So you, again, this is why you need to know for yourself. You need to know what is your brand and what can be accomplished from networking. So those are the what's, okay? So number one, that's what we're going to go with. For those of you who are just tuning in, remember I said I use the journalistic approach to really kind of get into a deeper understanding of everything: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Not going to necessarily go in that order. So what is networking? Networking is connecting with other people. That's what you're doing. Effective networking is consistently connecting with other people. And when I say connecting, I'm implying building relationships, right? So that means that when I'm going somewhere, when I'm networking, then it should be for the purposes of building relationships to, watch this, expand or improve my business. Building relationships, and somebody, if you want to, can put that in the comment section. Networking is effective. Networking is building relationships that will help to expand or improve your business. So many times what's happening is, and matter of fact, because somebody gonna say, and let me tell y'all, a lot of stuff I be giving y'all, I ain't got this written down. If y'all can tell, I'm looking right at the camera. I ain't scripting nothing. This is just what I know because I've been in business for over a decade. This is what I do. So I don't have to write it down. I don't have to look it up, but I'm gonna write it down because I got a feeling somebody gonna log on and be like, what did you say networking was? So effective, not just networking, but effective networking is building relationships for the purposes of expanding or improving your business. I'm gonna say it one more time. Building relationships for the purposes of expanding or improving your business. So when I say your business, that could be your business or your brand. So when you go somewhere, if when you go to an event, you don't leave having a connection that you didn't have when you went, wasn't effective networking. You went. You did network, but it wasn't effective. If you go in the room, I don't care if it got 10 people or if it got 1,000 people. If you go to an event and you leave that event and you don't know nobody more than you did when you left, you were socializing. You was not networking. It's a difference. And I think we gotta break down. Thank you so much, Tavetta, for writing it down. I think we really have to break down the differences between socializing, supporting, and networking, because somewhere along the lines we have begun to use these words interchangeably, and while they may be synonymous, they don't actually mean the same thing. They don't actually look the same when they're in practice, right? So socializing, I can socialize with people I know or I don't know, right? So I can go, thank you so much, Sharon. So I can go somewhere if I'm socializing, like, and this is especially for extroverts. Y'all folks don't meet a stranger, right? My sister is an extrovert. One of my daughters is an extrovert. They can go somewhere, don't know nobody when they go in, but by the time they leave, they know everybody because they going in, they talking to everybody. Hey girl, what's your name? My name is, what you doing? How you doing? Not necessarily business oriented, just social. So I'm socializing. When by the time I leave, if I'm socializing, by the time I leave, everybody gonna know my name. That don't mean they know my business. That don't mean that we connected. We ain't built a relationship. You just know who I am. You know how my day went that day. I know a little bit more about you. That's socializing. And again, that can be typically done with people you know or don't know. Supporting. Typically, we support people that what we do know. Man, if I had a Venn diagram, where's a Venn diagram when you need? Do y'all remember Venn diagrams? You got the circles, and in some pieces they overlap, but then some pieces, where's a Venn diagram when you need it? Y'all gonna make me go for my paper and get a marker. Okay, so in one circle, you got socializing. And with socializing, that's people you know and people you don't know. Then you got supporting. Most of the time with supporting, it's just people that you know, right? Because why? Because what it means to support, typically I got to know you and probably like you because I'm sacrificing something of myself in order to do this. So if I'm supporting you, that means that either I'm spending my time and or my money. And most times, we're not sacrificing not our time. You might give, you might say, here's a donation or something like that if you believe in the cause. But most of the time, we're not finna donate our time and our money for people we don't know. So like matter of fact, let's give an example. last week, I want to say a week before last, the last week in October, a friend of mine, she's on Facebook, it's Tanya Survives. She had an event. She asked for me to come to said event. She wanted for me to be the host and host and speak for the event. But even if she didn't want for me to do that, she just wanted for me to be at the event, right? So I agreed to do the hosting and stuff. But here's the point: because she's my friend, had I not been asked to host, like if she would have just asked me to come out, I would have shown up, as long as I didn't have anything conflicting on my calendar. But I would have shown up. Why? Because she was my friend. So I'm not looking for anything out of it. So when you support, typically supporting, you're the person that's doing the giving. You're giving your time, you're giving your money, you're giving your energy, you're giving your resources. So typically that's what happens when you are supporting. You are not necessarily coming back with anything out of the deal. Supporting is typically, you are just giving out. Now, if it happens that you blessed and it comes back, but your mindset, if I'm supporting somebody, I'm not going looking for something in return. If I'm supporting, it's like, so if I went to that event, I'm not expecting to get a payment. I'm not expecting because this isn't my event. This isn't my thing. This isn't about me. This is just me going and being there, being a presence for somebody else. So you can do that in the church world. You can do that in the business world. You can do that in personal world. Like if you got friends and family, my kids all the time, y'all see me going live showing they different performances. That's me supporting. So y'all get where I'm going with supporting. So socializing is typically, you ain't got to know them, or you could know them, but ain't nothing really coming out of the deal for you. Just going, talking, whatever. Supporting is typically people that you do know, and you ain't necessarily getting anything back out of it. You just going to give it. Networking, that's what we're talking about today. I know I was in California, went to Texas, just come back to California, but I got to get y'all to understand where I'm at and why y'all need to be there too, right? I'm trying to get y'all to understand that there is a difference between all of them. There is a difference between being able to do all three of these things effectively, okay? And there is not, it's not saying, this is not to say, because just because I'm making a difference between socializing, supporting, and networking, that does not mean that it's wrong to socialize or it's wrong to support. But it is wrong to feel like you're networking when you're actually just socializing or supporting. Y'all get where I'm going? Can I get a thumbs up or something? If y'all get where I'm going, give me a thumbs up, hello, or something like that, just so I know that I'm talking right. So hello, Miss Rochelle. Thanks so much for tuning in. Because a lot of times what I tell my people at APS is this: you need to make sure that you are not having unrealistic expectations, right? So an unrealistic expectation, hey, DJ Gatsby, an unrealistic expectation is when you go somewhere thinking that you are networking, but in actuality, you are supporting. So I'm giving support and energy, even though this is a networking event. So I'm going in, well, because it's my girl's event. So I'm going in and I'm saying, okay, well, I'm going there to network. But when you network, there are actually things that you should be doing. There are goals, because this is a job. Networking is a job that you do, right? So when you go in, and this is especially important to notate for my introverts, because whereas extroverts, you guys will go in and you will just start talking to folks because that's just what you do. For introverts, it's already a work for us to come to events, and especially if it's an event where we don't know nobody. By my God, listen, if you don't know, if I go somewhere and I didn't bring nobody with me and I don't know nobody, and this isn't an event where I'm being called in to present, to talk, to speak, to do nothing. I'm just called in just for the, let me tell y'all something, because I've been working on this book for a minute. It's called Networking by Necessity. Working on it. Had to write it because I know that there are other introverts like me where it's like, look, You talking about socializing, that's all types of outside of my comfort zone, because yes, networking does incorporate some socializing skills, right? Because remember, I talked about that whole socializing in the beginning. So, in order to effectively network, you do have to use some socializing skills. However, do understand that is for a purpose, right? So when people socialize, when they're socializing, hey, it's just small talk. It's a whole lot of small talk. I'm not one that do a lot of small talk. When people call me a lot of times, I'm just like, what's going on? How can I help you? Like, so in other words, you ain't got to try to act like you calling to act to know how I am. You don't really care how I am. And I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but I'm just a very straightforward personality. And anybody that knows me knows that I don't mean no harm. Like, I am we can just totally just eliminate all the small talk. You, if we don't know each other and you call me, you're not calling me because you care how I'm doing. You're not calling me because you want to talk about what the weather is like. You calling me because there's something that you saw or you heard that I do, that I offer, that can help you, and you want to get to that. So my whole thing is, we don't gotta fluff. We ain't gotta dance around, waste 15 minutes of each other's time. Let's get to it. When you call, if I'm saying leave me a message, leave me a message. Don't leave me a call and say, hey, I was just wondering if you have time. Don't ever ask me if I have time, because I don't have time. Most entrepreneurs don't have time, okay? Because we are building businesses, we are building brands. So all of our time, if you are acting in this space effectively, you don't have spare time, but I will make time, right? So don't make me check the fact I check my voicemail. Don't make me be mad that I checked my voicemail, because I could have used my time. So when you leave me a voicemail, if you leave me a message, a text, an inbox, if you want something from me, understand I'm not the type of person that you got to fluff. Now, again, this is actually a good business lesson. Know who it is you're doing business with. Know what they little acumen and all that stuff is. If all we doing is business together, you don't have to fluff me. I am perfectly okay with you. Be like, hey, Sunil, just want to know when the next network, when is the next network meeting? Hey, Sunil, just want to know, we got some tours going on. Hey, Sunil, will you be able to help me do this book? Hey, Sunil, I got this seminar. Will you be able to speak at it? Just say what it is that you need, because I am not a huge socializer, okay? When you are an introvert, most introverts don't like small talk. It makes us very uncomfortable because we are socially awkward, okay? Need y'all to understand that. Just because you see people talking at events don't mean that they are an extrovert. It means that they have figured out how to effectively network. So again, let's go into it. So if I come into a room, because I'm gonna act like it's me, since most time it was, and I had to create this whole thing based off of myself. If I come into this room as an introvert, I don't know anybody, but I need to be at the event. Because here's the thing, only you as a business owner, as a brand, only you can decide whether or not you trying to grow your business. Only you can make that decision. And you're not going to grow your business sitting at home. You're not going to grow your business just by yourself. Like, it's only so many things that you can do by yourself. But at some point, you are going to need to be able to incorporate other people within your business in order for your business to grow. So whether that's online or offline, you have to figure out how to network, right? So there are different ways that you can network depending on what your business is. And again, let me stop real quick to say this. As a coach, this is one of the things that I can help you do. If you don't know how to create effective networking strategies for your business, that's something that I help with. All right, let me make sure I keep going back, because sometimes I don't be saying this stuff. So here's the thing. You're saying, hey, I want my business to be better. Let me say this. You don't have to wait until 2024 starts for your business to start improving. Again, effective networking, building relationships for the purposes of expanding and or improving your business. That don't have to have a specific start date. At any moment that you decide you're ready to improve, and this is a life lesson, at any moment that you decide you're ready to improve, guess what? you can start improving. You don't have to wait for no particular, it don't have to be a particular thing that has happened for you to say, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna wait until, Martin Luther King Day. I'm gonna wait until Valentine's Day. Those are days that you can set sales and you can do extra stuff. But whenever you decide that you are ready to grow your brand, I don't care if you done been MIA for the last 16 years. At some point, people got to start knowing you, right? Now, yes, it is a such thing as having a good marketing strategy, and some things might be more meaningful to do, but y'all get the point that I'm making, right? So your business has to decide, because we're talking about effective networking. So I want to put that on there. Thank you again, Tavetta, for putting down that definition. Effective networking is building relationships for the purposes of expanding or improving your business. You can do that at any point. Anybody that's watching or listening right now, anybody, are you guys wanting to improve or expand your business? Like, because the whole point of me talking about this, because again, anytime I go live about any topic, I'm looking to give you guys information and pointers and tips that you can use like right now, right? Like just at least right now. So here's the point for anybody that's looking to improve somewhere in your business. I'm not the one that's going to get on and say, hey, if you do this, you finna get an extra $10,000. I'm not, because it's too many it's too many variables, it's too many different things, and you don't even know if you're going to do it or not, right? And then it's how much are you going to invest in yourself? And I don't even mean finances. Like, are you willing to invest your time? Are you willing to invest the change mindset, right? Because so many people are already discouraged. So many people have already thrown in the towel. It's now the first full week of November, but so many people done already thrown in the towel to say, hey, well, 2023 is over with. It's not. Baby, for many businesses, the fourth quarter, the last quarter of the year is where many businesses thrive. A whole lot of businesses set up their entire year so that they can thrive come this fourth quarter. So I need you to understand it's too, and again, I don't care what type of entrepreneur that you are. There are too many opportunities that still exist for you to say that you are done. Don't be done. Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up on yourself. Don't feel like that just because you have yet to do it, that means that you will not do it. No, you just haven't done it at this point. So let's give some things of what you can do to get started. So again, if you are an introvert, that does not excuse you from having to network. You still have to network. But I'm going to give you guys, this is for free. I'm going to give you guys things that I tell you that you can do. So one of the things that I do for myself, if I'm going somewhere and I cannot take a partner, I cannot take anybody with me, right? So that means I got to go by myself. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to research the event, right? And what do I mean by that? I don't care how much money they done raise or who gonna, like the talent that's gonna be there. Like, I'm going to look and see, especially if I found out about this event on social media, I'm going to the who's going part. I'm going to see, so like just because my sister or my friend, my immediate friend can't go with me, I'm looking on the list. I'm looking to see who is going, and then I'm going to connect with at least 3 or 5 other people, because you connect with one person, they meant to go, but then something happened, they didn't show up. I'm going to reach out to like 3 to 5 other people and be like, hey, I heard you were going such and such. You want to meet up? So then that way I can make sure 2 things didn't happen. Number one, I done made myself become accountable to going to this event. And again, we talking about networking. I'm not talking about socializing. I ain't talking about the concert of the year. I'm talking about something that is going to help to expand or improve your business. So you did the homework. You found out that this is the event that I need to be at. This is the event that is going to help me to expand, because either it's some people there that is in the room that I've been trying to get to. It's some dollars in the room that I've been trying to get to. This venue is a venue that I've been trying to look into. So there is some reason why this particular event is an event that you need to be there for. But nobody can go with you and you're an introvert. So no, you don't just say better luck next time. You don't just go back in the room and be mad because it didn't happen. No, what you do is you find a way to kind of gently nudge yourself to have to go to the room. So what do? First, look it up on social media. If it was an event that you found out about on social media, look to see who is going. 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be somebody that you know. So connect with them, put it out there, connect to 3 to 5 people. Hey, are you going? Can we meet up? Right. So, number one, what you've done is you've committed yourself to having to go, because number two, you meeting up with somebody. So now it's going to be a little bit easier because you got a partner. Now, in the event that you look it up and hey, this ain't nobody, I don't know nobody that's going, or I couldn't get in touch with all the people that I got in touch with that said they was going, they ain't actually coming, but I still really need to go. Because how many of you know, when you got a vision, when you got a purpose, when you got a business, you can't not do it because other people ain't doing it. So you still got to find a way to do it, even if nobody else is going. So now this is what you do if that falls through. You give yourself an assignment. This is the homework assignment that I give myself. I said, hey, there are going to be at least 3 people that I'm going to introduce myself to while I'm there. So I cannot leave this event without introducing myself to 3 people. And notice I said introduce. That means these are not people I already know. So this is not the same as I get to the event. I didn't know Tavetta was coming. I didn't know Sharon or Rochelle was coming, but I look up and they there. They don't count. Not for this assignment, because why? We're not socializing, we're not supporting, we're networking. We are trying to grow, improve, expand our business. So we do that by connecting with people that's going to be able to help get us closer to that goal. Now, how? You have to figure that out for your own business, okay? But for me, I'm like, all right, so when I go, I cannot leave unless or until I talk to at least 3 people, introduce myself, find out who they are. So this is not just a, hey, my name is Tennille, I'm a this, and this. Nice to meet you. And then I leave. No, again, you're building a relationship. So that means you got to talk to the person, find out what they do. And can I tell you, every connection may not be a good connection. And even if they're a nice person, understand nice person is not the same as a piece of the puzzle for your business. Okay. Again, nice person, file them under socializing. We are looking when we are networking. Who are some people that's going to help me to grow my business? It definitely gets you out of your comfort zone, Rochelle. Absolutely, it does. But when you start a whole business, and again, I don't care if it's for profit, non-profit, I don't care if it's an organization, I don't care if it's you yourself. You, by starting a business, you got to get it out there for people to know about, people other than yourself. Many people got business that even your own family don't know about. So that means you ain't even talking about to them. So if you are already out there, like, it definitely push you in a way. And I'm trying to tell y'all what I know from experience, because I was a huge introvert. Okay. In many cases, I still am. It's just the fact that now I do not allow the fact that I'm an introvert to hinder me from going out, to hinder me from building my business. Okay. Like, so when you go there and you're talking to people, maybe you talk to somebody and they real cool people, right? Oh, this might be somebody that's cool to hang out with, but if they not cool if they not checking off your list, right? And again, this sound cruel, but this is business now, y'all. So this ain't the personal side. Business is never personal. Somebody need to write that down, because that's a whole lie by itself. Business is never personal. So when I go there, I'm trying to see, for me, now I'm APS. I'm glad to be a woman. I'm a life coach. I'm a lead coach. So I got a whole lot of ways that people could potentially help me, right? So for me, I typically have to kind of narrow it down to see what, like, based upon what the event is, that's the hat that I'm wearing that night. Right. So based on what the event is. So for those of you who are all multifaceted, so you're an author and an entrepreneur and a filmmaker and a coach and a podcaster, and you do stuff at the spiritual realm. And okay, you may not, I'm not saying you can't. You may not, though. You may not be able to wear every hat at the same event. So whatever the event is pushing, that might be the hat that you want to wear, right? So again, being effective also means knowing when to use, what to use when. So if I'm at a political event, it might not be the best opportunity to try to get people involved in some spiritual matters. You understand what I'm saying? Gotta use wisdom. So you have to know. Now, again, that don't mean that it can't happen. Hey, Miss Ovita, that don't mean it can't happen. It just means that that's not what I'm leading with. So when I'm networking effectively, I know why I'm going. I know what I'm trying to accomplish, and I should have written out something as to how I'm going to do that, right? So for me, if I'm going to an author's event, then I'm going primarily, if I'm going to go to an author's event, I'm probably wearing my APS hat, okay? Because under APS, if I know that they wrote a book, then I'm not necessarily going in trying to recruit you to become one of my authors just because I have a publishing company. However, because you wrote a book, and especially if I find out that you wrote it independently, then it's a good chance that you might not have a community of supporters, right? It's a good chance that, you might, if you did this on your own, whether you paid somebody or you just uploaded yourself, it's a good chance that you don't necessarily know the literary world. So you might be able to benefit from being connected to other like-minded individuals. So 9 times out of 10, if I go to an author's event, that's probably what I'm leading with. I'm networking for the purpose of trying to get people, more members to APS, right? But then let's say we have a conversation, and through that conversation, maybe it comes out that, they're trying to figure out how to do this, that, or third. So I then find out that they could actually benefit from my lit coaching services. So how can I help to improve them personally as an author? Now, lit coach hat is going to go on. So my point is, you also have to be familiar with what it is that you offer as a brand, as a company, so that way you're not so focused on, well, this is the only thing that I'm trying to accomplish. No, you got to be able to be interchangeable and adjustable. So, okay, and this is where building relationship, when I'm talking to a person, it's not just me doing all the talking, right? It's me introducing myself. And one of the things I learned, guys, over a decade ago, because I've been doing, interviews and blogging stuff over a decade, a lot of people like to talk about themselves. So like, if you introduce yourself, you can come to the table and you can just be like, hey, my name is, and especially if it's that person's event, don't be discouraged if you don't get a lot of personal time with them, because you have to understand that when you're at somebody else's event, that everybody is there to see them, right? So when I'm talking about networking, you network with the people who show that it's not. Network with the other attendees, right? But it's a good chance that most of the time when people go to events, they're going to be not just supporters of that person, but they're probably going to be in that same industry. So therefore, now they become your target market. And again, not to try to sell your products to. So you don't go to an author's event trying to sell your book. Okay, let me help somebody there for free. Do not go to somebody else's book launch trying to sell your book at their book launch. That is not effective networking. No. Now, if you happen to start talking to somebody, and through conversation, you find out that they need blah, 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 and that's covered in your book, then go for it. But in general, you don't go to somebody else's show trying to steal the show. That's not even proper etiquette. That's a whole nother lie for a whole nother day. Okay. But when you go there, so if I'm in a room full of authors, and again, I know that independent authors specifically is my target market, then that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to hit up some authors. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to find out. Now, again, I'm not just pushing my services. I'm not just saying, hey, you know what? If you want to become a member of APS, then it's only $200 for the year. Well, Why do I want to give you my $200? See, and that's the other thing. Sometimes, you know what? I might need to do a show on how to effectively sell your stuff too. Because here's the thing. People ain't, a lot of times we just lead with prices. We just lead with telling people how much stuff is, but you have not expressed to them how it is that their product, your product, how that's going to benefit them, right? You have not lit, like a lot of times you sell like you're a salesperson and not like you're a business. And that's not, you should sell like you're a business and not like you're a salesperson, right? Brandon says you got to work the room, but do it gracefully and respectfully. Absolutely. Only after reading the room correctly. Absolutely. Because here's the thing, as a salesperson, you're just trying to make quota. And understand, because again, I worked in sales industry for 15 years and I was very good at it. I was typically in top 5% of the region, no matter what company I worked in. When you are in sales, you are simply trying to get your quota. You ain't really caring about the person. There's a way to tactfully do it, but you are really, and a lot of times when you see people that's just walking up to you, oh, I got 2 for 10. 2 for 10 what? Why do I want your 2 for 10? When you are building relationship, then it's not just a one and done, right? So like, I ain't trying to be rude or whatever when I say this, but just like in a relationship, like an actual relationship, it's a difference between how you approach somebody that you just looking for to be a one night stand versus somebody that you actually want to be in a long-term relationship with. The approaches are different. So if you don't care about how they feel about you after the fact, then go up for the two for 10, 2 for 10, 2 for 10 here, bye, this 2 for 10, 2 for 10. But if you are actually trying to retain them as a customer, then you want to talk to them. You want to find out what it is that they may be in need of, right? And people don't always just come out and say, oh, let me talk to you. Let me tell you what I'm in need of right now. This is how and where your socializing skills do come into play, where you talk about, them. And again, half of your job should be done for you based upon the event that you are going to. And this is why I say it's so critical that you need to do your homework to know what type of event it is. Don't just say, hey, well, I said I'm going to 3 events for the month, and then you find yourself in an event that makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense for your brand. Like, why in the world? Like, yeah, I am a filmmaker, and yeah, I am actively working on a film, but I'm not, okay, how to say this? Let's go something that's not, because it's hard for me. I don't want, so let's say this. If I was not a filmmaker, why in the world would I just go to a filmmaker event if my business has nothing to do with filmmakers? If knowing actors and filmmakers and directors, if connecting with them is not going to help my bottom line, is not going to help improve my business, why would I go under the umbrella of networking? It makes no sense. You got to make it make sense. Now, you might go because you want to, hold on, y'all. Instagram is getting, hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Let's see if we can reconnect. Hold on. All right. I think I'm back. We gonna see. This is, I thought I put, y'all look, I thought I had put my phone on do not disturb, but apparently I didn't. Either that or I done went over the time that I had it set on the do not disturb for. So it's tweaking. Rochelle, if you're still on and if you can still see me, let me know. If you can still see me, Rochelle, over there on Instagram, let me know. But Brandon said we have to explain the value in our product or service before we drop the price tag. Absolutely. So here's the thing. Here's the thing you have to understand. Again, for those of you who are coming on late, I don't have anything negative to say about socializing or showing support. But what I am trying to do is get you all to understand that there is a difference between the three. And many times we go in rooms to support, or where we show support, but we're then disappointed because we didn't walk out with some type of networking experience because you didn't go in. You can't go in or well, I told people my name, but did you ever talk about your business? If you never talked about your business, Because again, what? Let me go back in the comments so I can put this up. What Tavetta wrote down for me. Effective networking. I'm gonna say it again and again and again. Effective networking is building relationships for the purposes of expanding or improving your business. So if you go out and you got Tony's phone number, but you don't know what Tony do, and Tony ain't helping your business. He can't. You looking for speakers, or you're looking for clients, or you're looking for venues, or you're looking for, and you don't even know what Tony do. Then, baby, you didn't network. You were socializing. Ain't nothing wrong with it, because when you're an entrepreneur, you got to stay balanced too. So I ain't mad at nobody that's trying to stay balanced, live a balanced life. I'm simply saying, if you went in the room and all you was doing socializing, then you can't be mad at yourself because nothing for your business was made better, because that's only something that you can do. So you didn't do it. You dropped the ball. You didn't tell somebody what it was that you did. You assumed that wouldn't nobody know, nobody care. All of you all are in the same room at the same time. So you got to understand that 9 times out of 10, they come in with the same mindset that you have. And listen, if they're not interested in what it is that you're saying, because again, you're not coming out talking about 2 for 10, 2 for 10. You just coming out, hey, it feels like socializing. You talk to somebody. What brings you here? That's probably one of the best lines you can use to transition you, so you can find out what they do, so you can then find out whether or not they're gonna be what it is you're looking for. You don't have to say, like, unless this was like a something that's comparable to speed dating. If this was speed dating, you got to hurry up and tell everybody what it is, are you trying to talk to them. That's one thing, but you don't have to make it feel like a rushed interaction. That don't mean that you finna talk to them for an hour either. But when you talk to somebody, it's literally that simple. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Give your name. Oh, my name is Tennille. What brings you here? That one question, and you welcome. To everybody who uses that question, you welcome. And I should ask for 10%, but you welcome. What brings you here? It's that simple. Why is it that simple? Because the moment that you say, what brings you here, they're going to either say, I'm here supporting my cousin, my sister, I'm here supporting my family and my friend. So they're a supporter, which could be good if maybe you need supporters. Or they're going to say, oh, well, because I'm also an author. Remember my example, this was an author event. So I'm also an author, and I just want to try to network with other authors. Oh, ding, ding, ding. If you're trying to connect with other people in your industry. Or, you know what? Well, because this is actually my venue, because I don't know about y'all. I done been to places where the owners of the venues were actually in the spot. They were at the event. Oh, this is my venue, and I was just trying to check it out to make sure that everybody here was having a good time. Oh, and you happen to be looking for an event. Ding, 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 ding. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Learn how to ask certain questions that's going to help to get you a little bit further. So y'all, I'm basically in it for the day, because it's about 3:00. If I got something from this, just say this was good. But I just want you guys to understand what effective networking is and is not. I'm gonna recap real quick what we consider effective networking to be. And again, I thank Tavetta for writing down the definition that I gave. So there's a difference between networking and effective networking. And so when I talk about networking, I am not talking about socializing or supporting. And that's what many people confuse networking with. Because, and especially when you are an entrepreneur or solopreneur, you feel like obligated, like you got to go to every time somebody have an event, you got to go to the event, and you got to do this, okay, and you can. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but understand, when you do all that, you're supporting. Most of the time, networking is going to get you out your comfort zone. Most of the time, networking is going to put you in rooms with people that you don't know. And if you're trying to build your business and you've already exhausted your own Rolodex, guess what you need? People you don't know. You need access to people you don't know, because maybe that person ain't your target market, but maybe they know somebody who is. And obviously, if you done already exhausted your Rolodex, everybody in your circle, like, please don't tell me no more. I done already seen it. Or you go to their social media walls and you see your posts on all on their walls because you done every day when you tag, and you tagging the same 5-10 people. We got about, and matter of fact, let me end with this, y'all. I'm coaching. I told y'all I have more than one close. But here's the thing. Networking online, offline, the principles are the same. Like if you got 5,000 friends, rotate. Some of them are not going to be, familiar with you. They're just some people that I networked with when I went to this event that I was telling y'all about, Tanya's event. I networked with them and became new friends with them. Some of them I tagged on this post. Because in networking, I figured out how we gonna connect. So you have to understand that, number one, you do add value to any room you go to. You have to already know that. And if you know you add value, you have to be able to convey what value you bring. Because once that conversation gets started, it can not only be one way. It can not only be that this person is basically in conversation, revealing to you that they are the best connection that you could ever hope for. Because guess what? They not gonna want to just come to the table and give you everything they got, and you ain't got nothing to offer. So you got to be able to know how to talk yourself up. What value do you bring? Before you go to before you go to networking event, you need to know, you need to be able to answer this question. What value do I bring? And before you try to take the easy way out to say, I don't bring value, I'm telling you, you add value to any room you're in. But you have to know that. And if you don't know that, then again, here's where I can help. This is where I tell you, come on, connect with me. If you're struggling to figure out how you add value, if you're struggling to figure out what it is your brand does, if you're struggling to figure out what it is that your brand needs, then I'm encouraging you guys to connect with me. Whether you hire me dead on as your coach or you just want to do a consultation. And when I say pick my brain, understand you picking my brain for a price. It's $100 an hour. But the point is, stop being stuck, because you don't have to be. If you're in business, I think you probably got in business because it's either you want to make money, or you wanted to get more exposure, or you want to be able to help people. In no particular order. That is not an ABC order. In some order, you want to do one, two, or all three of those things, because that's why the average person gets in business. Because going in business, especially when you go in business for yourself, is not easy. So the average person ain't just going to choose to have a headache, to be stressed out, to deal with folks that ain't going to always be nice. So if you're trying to make sure that whatever your why is meant, first of all, know your why. Let's start there. Know your why. Why are you in business? Why? Then figure out who. Who is it that you need? Who is it that's going to be able to help you to improve your business? Where can you go to find them? Y'all don't know, but I'm giving you the tips right now. Remember I said who, when, where, why, how? I'm going through that because I'm ending. So why are you in business? I'm going to go back just in case y'all didn't know I was getting to you. Be writing it down. Why are you in business? Who is it that you need that can help your business be what you're trying for it to be? What does that look like? You need vendors? Do you need partners? Do you need clients? What do you need? Who? Who do you need? Where can you find these people? When? When can you find them? And when are you going to go to try to find them? When? You already know what you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to make it where you guys can connect. How? It's totally up to you. You got to figure that out. But I'm hoping that you guys have enjoyed this. Again, every day, y'all, I will be new to my brand. Let me demonstrate. My name is Tennille. I educate and empower personally, professionally, politically, socially, and spiritually. So every day I will be new at 2, helping you in one of those ways. On Mondays, I'll be new at 2, helping you personally with some type of talk to do with motherhood, ministry, marriage, whatever. So that's personally, professionally, it'll be aspects of entrepreneurship. On Wednesdays is politically, is not politics, it's principles. So tomorrow I do have a guest, David Rich. We're going to talk about ecological wisdom. This month we are doing a series on the E's of the Green Party: ecology, economy, equity, and equality. So you guys can tune in for that. On Thursdays is socially. So we'll be talking about the Self-Care Act, how you can get better with that. And then we're going to be talking about Friday is spiritually, get in alignment with your assignment. So I'm all new at 2, Monday through Friday. I would love for you guys to be able to connect with me again. If you want more of this is what we do every week at our I'm sorry, not every week, every month at our network meetings. So if you are not a member of APS, then I encourage you to go to our website, which is www.weareaps. You see it in the background, new.weareaps.com. Get more information on membership. Even if you don't want to do membership, if you just want to come to a network meeting, it's only $20 for non-members. And we go through stuff like this. In fact, the rest of this quarter, so for November and December, we are actually doing working meetings where we're working through every person that's there. You guys, I just gave you some of this stuff. We're actually working through it for everybody's individual businesses. So everybody that comes to the meeting will leave knowing what it's going to look like specifically for them. So again, if you're ready to get in on that and you are tired of your business constantly looking the same, you getting the same because you're doing the same, then connect with me and let me help you do different. All right, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And until next time, you all stay encouraged.